Hi, I'm Diane, and this is Neil, and we are at the Family Collective again today, and we are going to talk with you about part 3, reopening your family. And we know that we have all been cooped up with our families for a long time here, and we're going to talk about one of the important family rules to learning how to be yourself and show who you are. We talked in part 1 a little bit about vulnerability, and today we're going to talk about authenticity. You know, authentic families go deeper in life. They usually have been through issues together, and they know how to survive those issues. Yeah. So we just want to bring a couple points. One, be who you are. Don't play games with your family. When I think of that, I think, people who go away or don't talk, but to actually be okay with who you are. One of the stories that I remember about that I think is hilarious was a family that I was working with once, and her daughter went into her daycare one morning and said, she was being who she was, said, "Hey, we were late today for school because my daddy was camping on the couch last night." But it's okay to be okay with what's going on in your life.
Yeah. I think part of this being authentic is learning to have high emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. We hear about that in business oftentimes, but 90% of dealing in relationships is learning how to navigate all of those emotions. Because over time, if we tend to hear that it's not okay, we begin to hide. Right. And so I think it's important that we learn how to understand feelings, that we learn how to understand someone else's agenda, even when they're not clear, and that we work to remain constructive, not destructive. Yeah. There are going to be mistakes. There are going to be times when things didn't turn out the way we expected them to in a conversation, especially with teenagers. Yeah. But we need to recognize that navigating that is part of the fabric that builds family history. Right. And so we want you to continue to have the courage to work through that authenticity with each of them.
Yeah. The third thing that we want to talk about is managing fear. If you're authentic, you need to know how to manage fear.
And I think sometimes being in a place where I'm not sure I'm good enough, mm-hmm. or I don't know if I can really talk to my parents about this, or whether it's okay in your family to have those kind of conversations. But I think it's important that we talk really clearly with our children, even as adult children, to say it's not about acceptance, it's really about being clear and authentic. And so we have to learn how to do that in spite of our fears sometimes that we have trouble expressing.
And I think the last point that we want to bring up today is that authentic people ask for second opinions. They're okay with redos. They need to know that, they can not be 100%, overconfident about what they're thinking, but actually say, what do you think about that? I need your input. I seek you out to know a little bit more about what your thoughts are on that. We want to thank you for talking with us about, being authentic today. And we would love to hear from you. If you've got some great stories on how that's worked well in your life, please write us at the Family Collective. Thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you again soon.